I really think like probably the huge turning point in terms of, I wouldn't say losing the love, but wanting to transition to something new. My favorite producer, Jay Dilla, had passed. That to me was like a huge shock to my system because to me that was a dream of like working for it. Like, okay, the goal now is to just get in the studio with this guy or let him hear your music somehow. Just let
Right.
him know what that music, hearing Tribe Called Quest, hearing Far Side, hearing Busta Rhymes stuff. And I remember just being young and looking at the credits of just like he's inhuman. So it's like the
Yeah.
fact that this music can bring you closer to somebody like that was always, I think, an aspiration of mine. So at that same time, I don't know, whatever you believe in, or the person above, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, works in mysterious ways. I had a friend that got signed with an artist who was a New York City legend in house music.
I know who you're talking about. Dope,
Okay.
man. Dope, man. I know you're
Yep.
talking about him. Yeah.
Yeah. He was working with Kenny, and then we were going to some party. I forgot what party it was because it was somebody he had met in Kenny Dope's studio.
Okay.
And these two young kids at the time, if anyone has ever heard of the Martinez Brothers, this
Yep.
is like when the Martinez Brothers were like just starting out. I had heard of them like just in the rumblings of just learning about this new world and things like that. And we went to go check them out. And then we ended up just linking up with them at the end of the show. And I remember talking to Christian, who's the younger brother, and I forgot what record I mentioned. The first thing he was like, "How do you know that?" And I was like, "Oh, I have that record and I know Dilla sampled it on this." And because this kid was like 15 at the time and I'm, getting closer to 20 years old, his encyclopedia of music was just out of this world. And for him to know this obscure reference of like this progressive rock record, just we had a connection right away. So my first funk box actually, I forgot who played after me, but there was this whole thing of like, they put me on because they thought it was going to be a slow night. Let's see how he does. That night, it apparently rained really bad. Like a pipe had burst with water over the DJ booth right before anything started. I'm already freaking out. I'm like, this
Okay.
is not going to go over so well. Like everything's going nuts. And then there was some game going on that apparently the game ended early and people from the game were all coming into,
Mm.
well, not to the party specifically, but everybody was making their way back to, I believe Santos was in.
Oh, shit, Santos. Ooh, okay.
I'm
Damn,
trying
I'm
to
so
remember
far
where.
removed from New York. I only remember like where Santos is exactly at.
Yeah.
Damn.
I want to say Santos. I mean, it was definitely downtown somewhere. I
Yeah.
remember. I remember it being close to Canal Street, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah. I want to say
Um,
not Bleecker though.
Actually, it might have been on.
I walked past Santos so many times. I actually been to Santos one time, and I think the kid Daytona was over there. This is like probably two.
Upstairs or downstairs.
I think I was downstairs. This is like 2008. I never been upstairs though.
Yeah, so Funkbox was downstairs, and I
Mm,
remember like right before I got on, I saw like five people walk in,
okay.
and it was like 10 people walked in, and then just people started like walking in after that, and I was like, oh crap, okay, I gotta get going.
People coming in here,
Started playing,
man.
I'm just sweating. I think the room probably filled about like a solid 200, 300. But just to
Mm,
get like to already have 15 people on the dance floor already dancing at the first record was like it was
okay.
very, very, very daunting.
I know you probably felt like, yo, I got to maintain this, keep this energy going, and take it to another level. But
Yeah.
damn, I
Yeah.
can imagine how you was feeling.
Yeah. And then it's just like, I'm coming from the world of like I've only been playing my records in my basement.
Okay.
What am I gonna do? Uh, and then I remember like I think I played a record off like a CDJ or something like that to end, and it's like the what is it called? The CDJ started skipping. And
Oh,
then luckily, really quickly, I just pulled out like a random record, played it over, and I just remember like everybody losing it. And that was like my last record. And
yeah.
then people, they were like, I definitely got the affirmation of like, oh my God, you played so well. I would say probably my first night really playing. Honestly, I don't even know what year that was. I want to say maybe like 2000, maybe 11 or something like that.
Okay.
But definitely a long, long time ago.
If you're enjoying the content you're watching right now and you want to level up and create vibes at all the events you DJ at, well, make sure you subscribe to us right